morning and welcome to Brunch, a taste of Tobago. I am your host, J.W. Moore, also known as J Soul, and I want to keep you company today. I hope that's okay. I hope that I am bringing you some happiness, some joy, some positivity today as you go forth. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, we are live on YouTube, Facebook, and of course the Amplia Network 102. And just in case no one has told you today, you are beautiful, you are special, and you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Now, Brunch is that show that aims to empower you, to educate you, and also inform. And we also love highlighting our sons and daughters of the soil who are doing wonderful things and impacting humanity positively. For those of you who don't know, because I know some of you are joining us for the first time, and we welcome you from our family to yours at Tobago Updates Television. We are on to our Good Stuff segment, and this is our first segment. It's a beautiful Wednesday on the islands of Tobago. It's buzzing, it's warm, it's friendly. The cruise ship is in the harbor, so you know it's a lot going on in Scarborough today. And we say good morning to Trinidad, our sister isle. Good morning to the Caribbean. Good morning to the world. And all of you who are looking, we are hoping that we can bring some pleasantry to your day. And in case you woke up just a bit on the heavy side today, we're hoping that we can help change that. So to our good news segment, I first take you to the news day. Breast cancer survivor. We must never lose faith. Bad news when she was living her best moments has not been an impediment of Andy Castellin, a Venezuelan cancer survivor who continues with her normal life and tries to make the people around her happy. Born in Maracay, Aragua State, Venezuela, Castellin, at 43, is at a stage of her life, a tongue twister there. She is at a stage of her life when to love her family has become a priority. Castellin arrived in Trinidad and Tobago in the year 2015. So she is choosing to be brave, she's choosing to be positive, and we love highlighting these types of stories. So please check out the news day. Let's go to the Trinidad Guardian. Makeup guru Ephraim Hunte de la Chevertier, enhancing beauty with creativity and artistry. With more than 40 years in the beauty industry, Ephraim Hunte de la Chevertier is a makeup guru, educator, photographer, and artist who has changed the face of beauty locally and internationally. Hunte has dedicated his life to owning the craft of makeup art. Along the way, he has blessed the faces of many. As one of the few males in the few male-dominated industry, his dedication to his craft and consistent excellence has garnered the trust of even high-profile performers and beauty queens, namely Whitney Houston, Wendy Fitzwilliam, Destra Garcia, and the late Denise Plummer. Let's go to the Daily Express. Fighting skin fungus. An itchy, scaly rash can be unsightly and drive you crazy. But most fungal infections aren't dangerous, and you can usually treat them easily with creams. If you tend to get repeated fungal infections, talk to your healthcare provider about how to prevent rashes from returning. Ringworm is one of the most common skin infections that is caused by a fungus. It is contagious and extremely common. It can affect 20 to 25% of the world's population at any given time. It's called ringworm because it can cause a circular rash shaped like a ring. That is usually red and itchy. anyone can get ringworm. The fungi has caused this infection, can live on the skin surfaces and on household items such as clothing, towels, and beddings. And as we go through the day, look through these lovely, lovely columns: the Express, the Newsday, the Guardian. It makes for good reading. It makes for informative learning. And that is what we cater to here on Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. We just want to say blessed good morning to each and every one of you looking on. And of course, to our new viewers who are joining us for the first time, we hope that you will continue to stay with us and to be a part of the Brunch Taste of Tobago family. Just a bit about who is on today. Now, it's Wednesday, and it's a beautiful one at that. And of course, Wednesday heralds in our health corner. So our first segment is our health corner. Billy Sterling Lewis is back, and she's going to be talking about mindfulness of mental wellness. And that should be a very interesting conversation. You don't want to miss that. Of course, we also have our Eye on Bagel segment. Whitney Balfour joins us again. She's going to be unleashing new projects that she's undertaking. Her very popular show, Guided Talk, is going to be a buzz, and we hope to have Whitney here to talk to us just a bit about that. So you can look out for Whitney, as a matter of fact, on Brunch, A Taste of Tobago from next Wednesday. So I won't let too much out of the bag, but we're going to have a lovely discussion when Whitney arrives. Also, for our book club corner, Joel Green George, my sister from another mister, joins us, and she is going to be talking to Shankeel Allen for our book club corner. Now, our book club corner seeks to really highlight and recognize our sons and daughters in the literary space who are making their mark nationally, regionally, and of course, internationally. So we look forward to hearing and seeing what Joel has to offer with Shankeel today. Also, we have there's so many other things that I want to talk to you about, but I'm gonna let it run. I'm gonna let it, just flow just a bit, and keep viewing if you want to find out more about Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. We have lovely things in store. We have lovely surprises, so keep viewing, keep being a part of it, and I'm certain you will be in the space to find out exactly what's going on with us on Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. Also, I am very privileged to be speaking with my sister, Queen Omega. Oh my, what a lovely and kind and spiritual soul. And it's always a joy speaking with her. So there's so much to look forward to on Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. So when I take a break, make sure you come on back, because we have a lot to talk about today. See you in a little while.
This Christmas, speed is on us. Get up to 300 megabits per second of speed with our new Link Up Plus plan. Enjoy more speed, more channels, and free streaming for less. Plus, introducing Link Up More with up to 1 gig download speed. Download, stream, video call, share memes, and more. Get free installation when you sign up in-store or online today at discoverflow.co.
The Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development has relocated its Crown Point office to Glen Road in Scarborough to better serve you, our clients. Our main office is located at the corner of Glen Road and Glen Road Branch number 1, the building formerly occupied by Coastal. Our grant and electrical inspectorate services can be accessed at number 2 Montessori Drive in Glen Road, building 1 and 2.
That I love about doing this show. Remember, I always tell you guys that we interview so many various types of people. It's a very wide cross-section of persons who visit the brunch set. And so the discussion is so vast. It's from culture, it's to mental health, it's to sports, it's to agriculture, and the list goes on because we want to bring so much to you as possible and we want to reach as many people as possible so that at least one thing, one topic, one conversation resonates with someone who is watching the show. And this is what we endeavor to do here on Tobago Updates Television. I'm just a small part of the team that makes it happen right here. A pleasant good morning to my technical crew. Thank you for being so wonderful. Thank you for being so patient. And thank you for being so professional at what you do. My first guest, director of Impact Change Concepts, and she has been discussing so many things with me before. It's such a privilege to have her back again. Billy Sterling Lewis joins us, and we are going to have a wonderful discussion. Mindfulness of mental wellness. There's so many things that you can do with that. So many things. And I'm actually looking around because there is such a buzz in the studio today. There is such an energy that is, resonating with everyone who is here. And so I'm just taking it all in. So my eyes are buzzing, my brain is buzzing, and everything is just a buzz. It's a whole vibe, as they say. And let me just welcome you once again to Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. So my first guest, Billy Sterling Lewis, joins us, Director of Impact Change Concepts. Good morning to you, and welcome to Brunch.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you for having me on. I don't have my tea this morning, but I have a glass of water, so I hope that's okay.
That should work. That water is always good. And my mom always used to say, when you are thirsty, run to the sink. For water is the purest drink. She always said that. So you can't go wrong with water. So how have you been? Thank you for coming back and talking with me. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I am well, thank you. I'm saying that recovering and hopeful, but I'm doing well and I'm grateful for that. Grateful to be on, sharing with you guys. I love sharing on the health section because I know there's no health without mental health. So I'm glad that you guys continue to incorporate it into the program.
Yeah, and we have been talking so much about mental health. And on Monday, I would have paid so much attention to my kings, as I call them, because that's what you are. My men, you are kings. And sometimes we tend to brush you aside or sometimes under the rug. And the conversation, it really needs to change with regards to our kings in our space, in our region, in the world. And, we just celebrated International Men's Day. So that, we're piggybacking on all of these things that affect our men, our male psyche, family, how we interact. And it's so wonderful that you're here. So mindfulness of mental wellness. I'm going to let you dive right in.
Thank you. Let me just join you and say to our Tobago men, happy International Men's Day. It's not too late. I don't use belated anymore because we can continue to celebrate even past. And definitely mindfulness it's a buzzword now. It is a buzzword. For persons like me who are in psychotherapy, it has taken a whole lot more meaning in recent times as people move more into an integrated or holistic approach to mental health and wellness. And so when we talk about wellness or mindfulness for mental wellness, we're talking about using this particular technique to improve mental health. So let's start with what it is. And I am very mindful of the fact, mindfulness, that our population is varied. And for instance, a believer myself, as a trained psychologist, and as a believer in terms of faith, I know a lot of people struggle with this word. It's often linked to ancient religions and practices, and some people who are faith think it's antichrist, but it really isn't. So when we talk about mindfulness, we're talking about that state of awareness that allows a person to be present focused. It's really about awareness and awareness in the present. And that means being aware of self, being aware of what your thoughts are at the moment, being aware of what your emotions and feelings are, being aware of how they're impacting those actions and what those actions ultimately come out to be. And that becomes important because we're in a fast-paced world. You talked about that just now, where everybody's buzzing. Life is so busy. We don't get time to stop anymore. And
Yes.
that busyness is causing us to have a lot of mental emotional collisions. So
Yeah.
that's just to start off in terms of what mental mindfulness is and what it does for mental wellness.
Yeah, and there's so many social media, as you see, practitioners, medical practitioners, psychologists, and everybody is coming forward. And mental health is such a wide topic. It's wide, it's
Mhm.
varied, and it's very much a part of every discussion at every corner, at every juncture, at every
Yeah.
turn. And another thing that comes up is the fact that we're always so busy. So mentioning that, it just spoke volumes to me because we're always so busy. I remember one activist, his name is Dick Gregory. He is
Mhm.
anti-racism activist. And so
Yeah.
he's saying that we society makes us busy. We get into everything and anything. And
Yeah.
that's when the mental illness starts to get snatched up. We are not
Yeah.
sleeping. We're not spending time with our families. We are not
Mm.
taking time to know and love ourselves spiritually. We're not going to
Yeah.
church. We're not doing so many things. And
Mm.
it really spoke volumes to me because it all encompassed mental health, which is so
Yeah.
vast. Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I like that point that you made. And I just want to be fair to everybody out there because there may be somebody who's listening and saying, "But you don't know my situation."
Right.
The truth is, life has become busy for many persons. And the truth is also that many persons don't know how to avoid it. They have to probably work multiple jobs to get an income to survive, for their family to do pretty okay, not even exponentially well, just pretty okay. Some persons are trying to escape the traumas or the memories or the flashbacks or just the life that they don't feel comfortable with. So they bury themselves in busyness and work. There are many persons who feel that they're running against the clock that is running out on them. And so they feel they must get everything done before the clock stops. Our life is so diverse. And that doesn't change the fact that even amidst the realities that we face, that we should take some time to be mindful and allow mindfulness to direct our life. For instance, for those who are faith, we call it soberness of mind, being aware, not being lethargic or unaware of what's going on. So even though life has you in a tight spot right now, and it feels like you can't do anything much. For instance, I hear clients say to me all the time, I don't really have the time. And I would say to them, just stop, take some time and walk a little bit, connect with the earth and go to the beach or walk on the grass. And they're like, I don't really have the time. If we can change from I don't have the time to I'm gonna carve some time out of the busyness, of the buzzing of my life, we give ourselves a better opportunity to operate life even amidst the hustle and bustle of it that we cannot escape, because some people cannot escape it. They can allow it to not consume them because they factor in moments of mindfulness, being aware, not worrying about what's coming next, not worrying about what went before, but being present, being able to stay right now in this moment where I'm at, where you and I are at right now, and enjoy the moment.
I love the fact that you said enjoy the moment because it seems so very hard to do even
Yeah.
that. And it speaks to you as an individual choosing to tell yourself, listen, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, or I'm going to just take this time off, regardless of who's calling my phone, regardless, I'm going to take this time off. And, it brings me back to mindfulness because you have the power still to
Yeah.
choose what you want to let in and
Yes.
not let in, as the case might be. So
Yeah.
sometimes we blame the external factors that
Mm-hmm.
should not, in truth and in fact, have all that power over our decisions. So
Yeah.
this is something
Correct.
that I had to I had to try changing my mindset for a very long time. And I have to say thanks to the pandemic for that.
Ah.
There was the good and the bad,
Yes.
but for
Yes.
me, the pandemic really forced me
Mm-hmm.
into that feeding of my mindfulness, my spirituality.
Yeah.
Some
I,
of
I
the
mean, you
people,
said you go.
go ahead.
Sorry. No, I was just saying you said two powerful things there. One is just using that word, my power.
Hmm.
And actually, when we live mindless lives, we are actually giving away our power. A big part of our power is that self-control with which comes through mindfulness. And the other thing you said, which I really loved, was the power of the pandemic. So the
Hmm.
truth is, I say this a lot of times. The pandemic destroyed a lot of things, but fixed so many because it brought us to a screeching halt in our minds. Well, I mean, some of us still had racing minds. I did at some point because we
Yes.
had to keep the numbers and the figures and the deaths and the sadness. Um, but it brought us to a place where we had to face ourselves. And we had to face ourselves. We had to become mindful of what our reality was. What is it? Is it a positive, healthy, hopeful, life giving reality? Or was it the opposite? And not only that, we were not stuck there. Hopefully, we were not. We were allowed to then decide, am I going to allow myself to remain there? So when I come out of this, am I going to come out different and better? And when we talk about mindfulness in that context, for instance, even through the pandemic, I'm sure a lot of people use this because we were trying to teach people this in terms of survival mechanisms that you could just pull from the hat. We have four basic things that I generally teach when it comes to mindfulness. We have the mindful breath. We have the mindful meditation. And I always include prayer with the meditation. So, prayer and meditation. And we have mindful movement. We also do mindful eating. And I love that because part of what I do and I love is life transformation through holistic lifestyle changes. So, you can also add the eating to that because we nourish our brain through nourishing our bodies. But in those moments, like the pandemic showed us, and even now, we have kind of gone back on the fast track. Huh? We have kind of said, okay, this is done. Let me go back to my madness. And some people are happy to say, I have method to my madness, or this chaos is my calm. We say all kind of funny things that really don't help us over time. But we have to understand that we don't want to always allow tragedy or calamity or pandemics to bring us to the place of mindfulness. If we practice this, if we live in this place all the time, when these things come that we have no control over, we are better able to get through. So the power we have is a measure of self control that says, I don't have to run forward into the future because I can't see it, I can't control it. And I don't have to go crawling back to the past because it's done and I can't change it. But right now, in this moment, the result of what has happened before and the anticipation of what can come in this said moment, what can I do? What can I do?
Yes.
And like I said earlier, moving away from the anxiety. And I just want to say this quickly because I know we ultimately get into this. The power of the breath. Let me start with that one. I always do breath. Breath is life. I love the Bible. The Bible says he formed man and he breathed into him the breath of life and he became a living soul. So, we can't survive more than 3 minutes without breath, right? We're going to die. Even if we don't die, we can go up about 7 minutes. Ultimately, about 3 minutes, your brain is going to get cut off. And then after that, we're going to just wait and see when you die. But without the breath. But the same thing happens in anxiety. Anxiety changes our natural breath. For instance, anxiety and depression, two strong negative emotions. They both change our natural breathing pattern. Think about somebody who's anxious, who's having a panic attack. This is how they look. I look a little dramatic, but that's how it looks. And somebody who is depressed and sad and in grief and mourning, that's how they look. That's how they're breathing. In many instances, both of those types of breaths are abnormal. And they're moving us from abnormal states of being. And the mindful breath allows us through calculating, I use that term, our breath, using the numbers, we can use the box breathing, the square breathing, we call it box or square, for instance. It brings us back into a natural breath-like state where we're breathing and the air is moving through our body. And that is mindfulness. The anxious state with the anxious breath takes us into the future, which we're not even there yet. Our mind is taking us there. It's disrupting our body. And here's what. If we stay in an anxious, a depressed, a downtrodden state long enough, it's going to affect our body. It's going to affect our health.
That you said, if we stay in a downtrodden frame of mind and spirit long enough, it will affect us. So we're going to take a break and we're going to continue when we come back because this is a wonderful conversation. We're going to be right back with more from Billy Sterling Lewis on Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. We'll be right back, guys.
Suffering with Amplia. We winning with Amplia. We been drinking with Amplia. We winning with Amplia. Sign up now for 50% off plus a chance to win over $100,000 in prizes. Call 800-4663.
So your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McCall Group.
Christmas we celebrating, cause P-Mobile they coming with rating. So brace yourself for plenty prices, cause this season will be the nice. It's the most deals and the most vibes and the most cars and the most price, the most giveaways, the most parade. Having a Christmas season with P-Mobile. I want a Christmas season with P-Mobile. Bring the sorrow with us to a Merry Christmas. Having a Christmas season with P-Mobile.
Top up, buy a plan, sign up or pay your bills. Enjoy the best Trinbago Christmas. Be mobile. Life is on.
Talking mindfulness and mental wellness, which is such a buzzing topic in our space. And let me just reintroduce Billy Sterling Lewis to the set. And, we were having such a wonderful conversation. I mean, you were really getting into the power of the state of mind and how it affects us. And it either affects us positively or negatively. And I don't think we even begin to delve in just how powerful this is. So you were getting into it before we broke for that short space of time. So let's just get back into our discussion. You were speaking on the downtrodden frame of mind and how it affects us. So let's take it from there.
Yeah, sure. What I was saying is, if we stay in that downtrodden or depressed or anxious state long enough, our bodies will follow suit. We will become sick. So our mind, and we talk about this principle, mind over matter. It's not necessarily mind over matter, but mind fuels the matter, matter meaning the substance. So I'm going to share these three thoughts with us quickly. I want you to remember this. The reason why we don't want you to stay in that anxious, depressed, downtrodden, whatever negative emotional state that you find yourself in, we want you to introduce the mindfulness, is because one of the first things that we see happening is that our thoughts become disordered. Now, mindfulness allows you to become aware of the fact that your thoughts are not facts. That's one of the first things. And your feelings are not your foes. And then our experiences are not eternal. So those are the three things I want you to hold on to. Thoughts aren't always facts. Our feelings are not our foes, even the negative ones. Yes, even the depressed and anxious feelings, they're not our foes, they're not our enemies. And our experiences are not eternal, meaning no experience lasts forever. So if you find yourself in an experience that brings negative emotions, you don't have to be afraid of that negative emotion. One, because the experience is not going to be eternal, it's not going to last forever. And that feeling doesn't have to define you. I like to say our feelings don't define us, they can direct us. But we need to be in that present state of awareness that takes us out of the whole realm of the feeling and the experience, and say, right now, I am going through this, but it's not going to be my eternal state. And that's so important. So mindfulness and practicing the breath, I'll talk about the other one just now, the meditation, the prayer, and the movement helps us to move past these three things that so many times can cause us to live in a cocoon of unwellness.
And the words that you use there, a cocoon of unwellness. And when you hear that word cocoon, it's like you are so shackled in. It's like you are imprisoned by whatever is holding you back. You're imprisoned.
Yeah.
You're in a mind prison, as a matter of fact. And that is a terrible place to be, because your mind is now in control and is the center of what you decide to do and not do, what you decide to let in and not let in. So it's so important to have or harness positivity in your life, in your space. For some of us, it's hard to do, because you tend to have to get to know yourself. And getting to know yourself means you have to delve into all of the tragedies that you may have faced, the instances where you were not treated fairly, the instances that you would rather forget. It's a whole barrage of feelings that come in there. And so we tend to not want to delve in. And I think that's probably one of the issues that we keep having. But just quickly, what are the other methods? So we spoke about breath.
The breath.
You were gonna go into the other methods really quickly.
Sure, we have meditation and prayer, and that is really zeroing in on something that helps to raise or give life to your mind, your body, your spirit, and also speaking to God. So we use prayer as conversation with God. And I love to add to this grounding. And grounding includes just connecting with what is right now in front of you or next to you. So we do grounding as simple as, touching your chair arm. What does that feel like? Because right now you're feeling like you're going to faint out. But hey, touch the chair arm. It's hard. It's cold. But the one I love most is when we allow ourselves to get barefooted and connect with the ground. That could not concrete, but if that's all you have, start there. But that's the dirt, that's the grass, that's the sand, that's the water in the sea or a lake or a pond. Connecting with the earth allows us to reconnect. As a matter of fact, this is for somebody who's dealing with anxiety. One of the things we have found with persons going through an anxious or an anxiety attack, an anxious state, anxiety or panic attack, if they allow themselves to be splashed with cold water, that shocks the body into awareness and present awareness and allows them to be able to begin to refocus. Connecting with the earth does that. It allows healthy, we call it energy, not a negative word, but that's the frequency from the earth to go through our bodies and allow us to recenter. And the last one, so that's prayer, meditation, and grounding. And the last one is movement. I always say this. A body in motion stays in motion. That's physics, right? I did physics. I love physics, right? A body at rest stays at rest. And too many times our situations cause us to pause and not move as we should. And people would say to me often, they would say, well, I can't get to the gym. I don't have money to join a gym right now. And I'm often saying, you don't have to join a gym. Do you have a radio? Do you have TV? Do you have YouTube? Put on something and move. And it's as simple as dancing. Do you know what? That's why Zumba is so effective? It's not about only the weight loss, Zumba allows the movement in the body and the hormones to be released that brings us in that moment. People who are going through stress, who go to, for instance, a Zumba or an aerobics class will say, but I don't remember that. During that hour, I was just in my element and I was good because the movement allows them to feel better. So find whatever movement works for you. If it's walking, if it's jumping, if a trampoline, go jump on it for 20 minutes. If you can dance and bubble and whine and shake and whatever you can do in your kitchen and your hallway. I tell people, you have a hallway long enough to run up and down the hallway. Or if you can go for a more organized walk or exercise class, do that. But mindfulness includes that, the breath, the mindful breath, the movement, the meditation, the prayer, the grounding. And I know we don't have much time, but if you can incorporate eating, mindfully eating, meaning eating foods that will fuel your body, live foods that give us life, and eating in a way that allows us to connect with our food, not gobbling it down because we have so much to get back to that we have to eat this food quick so we don't get gas, because that's what we do, right? And then we wonder why our body doesn't work so well. Half of the time we're gobbling down our food, our breath is being interrupted, and we're gasping for breath while we're stuffing our stomach, and we wonder why we're sick. There are processes that the body needs to work, and timing is a part of it. Coming back to the present, being sober-minded, allowing ourselves to focus here and now, even if it's not positive, but remembering even in the not so positive moments, emotions that we have about them are not our enemies. They're not our foes. So those are some of the things that we often use with mindfulness.
And unfortunately, we are out of time. I love these discussions, and you definitely have to come back because we have so much more to speak on. So thank you so much for being a part of Brunch. From our family to yours, we wish you blessings, peace, love, and light, and success in whatever you endeavor to do. So you take care, and you have a blessed day. And guys, that was Billy Sterling Lewis, and we were speaking on mental health, mental mindfulness, and mental wellness, and a wonderful conversation at that. But we're going to take a break right now. We're going to be right back with more Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. Iron Bago is next, and we have a wonderful discussion ahead. But before we do that, our trivia question for today is very interesting. There is a beach in Tobago famous for its pink sand. what is the name of that beach? Our answer at the end of the show. We'll be back with a brunch, a taste of Tobago.
Welcome to Standard, and today we're launching High. It's our newest brand that Standard is launching, and it's where luxury meets affordability. We're very proud of this brand. It's taken some time to get the right collection in place, and we're also going to continue to improve on our collection as time goes by and we listen to our customers more. We've changed our suppliers for this collection to European suppliers, so you're going to get that European finish. We've been very pleased by some of the results that we've been seeing in terms and response to it in the market, and we're so glad to bring it to Tobago and show Tobago what Standard could, grow with them as well.
It's not just about looking good or having materials that are easily cleaned or sustainable materials, because the important thing about this particular collection is that it is quality. It is meant to last, and it lives up to the Standard name about never beating on quality and price. This furniture particularly, especially our outdoor line, which ranges from fiberglass, plastic types of outdoor stools, outdoor chairs, even the outdoor furniture, it is built to last.
That's the importance with High, right? It's not only looking good, it's going to feature things that make your life easier, and it's not too damaging on the pocket. That's important for us.
This furniture fits the lifestyle of Tobago, of the Tobago customer, of the Tobago guest. It is the perfect type of furniture for you.
It's a different type of thing down there, and we party till we drop down there, with a lot of pretty girls down there, down in Tobago.
And this is our Eye on Bagel segment. Now, some of you guys are joining us for the first time. I know. It's quite a lot to remember. But this is our Eye on Bagel segment. It's Wednesday. It's a beautiful Wednesday on the island of Tobago at that. And my next guest is equally amazing and equally beautiful. We were just having a discussion during the break. Whitney Balfour is back. Yes, guys. And you would remember Whitney from one of our previous episodes. And we were speaking on positivity. We were speaking on the positive mind. And her new show, Guided Talk, is actually the talk of the town today, because that's what we're going to be discussing. And you can look out for Guided Talk as one of our staples on Brunch, a Taste of Tobago. So we're going to get into just a bit. So Whitney, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me yet again.
Yeah, how are you doing? How have you been?
I am actually well. I'm well. I'm trying to keep up with it all, the balance between family life and, your work life and all the projects that you may have going on. So, yeah, it's going okay. It's just a balancing act.
And getting involved in business, because there's always something new to learn. There's always something that has to make you stand up and take notice or stand up and listen and say, hey, all right, maybe I need to divert.
Yeah.
Maybe I need to change this.
Yes.
You know, so it's always a balancing act.
Exactly. So on the road with entrepreneurship, it is always bumps and twists and turns and twists. I was at, I recently spoke at an event and I was saying, you know, entrepreneurship is just a bumpy road.
It is.
It's a bumpy road. There's potholes, there's all these things, and you just have to learn how to navigate through it all with endurance and, of course, with God.
Yes, definitely. So, guided talk. Tell us a bit about guided talk. You mentioned it the last time you were here, very briefly, but let's delve into what is guided talk, the journey that brought you to guided talk.
All right.
Yeah.
So it's really Guided Girl Talk. That is the community. It's a faith-based community. It's built really to empower young females through conversations, and these conversations are centered in self-development and entrepreneurship and also spiritual development, because I believe that is your base. Yes. And apart from that, I recognize that we are also doing guided events. So we actually had our first hike. It was a restorative hike. And this hike, we took a bunch of young, budding, beautiful young ladies.
Oh, lovely.
We took them from the picturesque Buku beach to No Man's Land. That was the hike. And through that hike, we would have had worship, we would have had fellowship, and then when we had prayer as well.
Right.
When we got to the destination, of course, we had fun in the water, but while doing that, we did a lot of affirmations and just building each other up, encouraging each other, and forming a backbone or forming a basis from just the hike. The whole process of the hike, there was serious sandflies.
Yeah, you can't get away from the sandflies.
It was serious sandflies. It was mushy because the rain was that day had a lot of rain.
Right.
So it was really mushy, it was moist, it was disgusting. But at the end of the day, we got there, and it was a perfect epitome to the journey of life. There are bumps, there are twists, it's unpleasant, things bite you. But at the end of the day, you're going to get to this beautiful destination, which is what you've been waiting for all the time. So the whole thing with Guided Girl and what what Brunch has asked me to do, which is to really have conversations to highlight young women. It's not really about me. It's more so about the young women that we are trying to uplift, we are trying to build, we are trying to encourage, we are giving a voice to the voiceless, and we are allowing women to be seen when they weren't seen. So really and truly, it is true encouragement through conversations, self-development and self-building. And that is what we really want to do. So we want to invite the women, the young girls, onto set and really have them talk about their obstacles and the way in which they would have navigated through, so that they now can be a catalyst or an advocate for other young women to really see, I too can make it through.
And that there's so much strength and power that could come when you are confident in yourself, when you know, because you sometimes life happens.
It does.
We can't get away from that. And you could be very, very confident, and it could be just one thing someone says, one thing someone, alludes to, and your whole outlook change. I mean, as young women and young men, peer pressure is another thing. It's a whole other vibe. And somehow you are expected to navigate through that. And I always say, for persons who would have been homeschooled, no malice to homeschool training, but when you did not enter into the societal type of environment that school gives you, there's certain things that you don't know, human behavior. You meet one of every type of child at school, any type of environment at school. And so you miss out on that training that is supposed to take you into adulthood, because it's basically the same field, the same players, just that everybody's older. And you miss out on some vital aspects of human interaction. And so guided girl talk is like, it's like a breath of fresh air.
Thank you.
Because I cannot stress enough how much we need to have people that care and want to mentor and want to encourage and want to empower. It is just that, you know, and I am so proud of you. I am so happy for you. And let's just get off guided girl talk. Tell me, you see this outfit? Let me talk about this outfit for a little while, right?
Oh my gosh.
Because you walked in and I'm looking and I'm seeing the blazer and the t-shirts and stuff like that. And I said, okay, I have to take just a little time and talk about this ensemble today. All right. So tell us, what is the theme? Are we...
Well, really and truly, I was
feeling-
saying to myself, I'm going to speak about my young girlies. So perhaps I need to be young and fresh. I should go in with a bright color, and I should break it down with a little t-shirt, you know?
Yes, but I am
to bring that casual vibe. You know, it's Pink Zebra Fashion House.
Right.
It's where I get my clothing.
Pink Zebra Fashion House. Good morning to you. You have a beautiful canvas, let me just say. So I had to take the time to let's talk about the outfit for a little while.
It's just too much.
She says I'm too much, but that's just how we do it.
Thank you,
Brunch.
Janelle.
Yeah, but guided girl talk.
Yes.
What is it like for you, given some of the experiences that you would have had, some of the stories that you could tell for the persons who are entering into that space, and sometimes they just need someone to listen.
Exactly. So of course I was a youth as well, so I know, or I have an idea as to the struggles that I would have faced. And Janelle, to be really vulnerable and honest here, I would have really struggled with depression.
Yes.
I struggled with it for a long period of my life, from as young as I could remember, perhaps I could say from the tender age of 9 to adulthood.
Right.
I would have struggled with depression and even suicide. Yes, I would have attempted suicide twice in my life. Yes. So when you would have endured some of the things that I would have endured, like depression and suicide, and feeling like there is no help, feeling like you're lesser than yourself, having to deal with low self-esteem. I mean, these things, a lot of people look at me and like, how?
Yeah.
How did you deal with that? But the thing about depression, it hides. It hides.
And
I was very good at masking what I was going through. And so it was only when in 2019 actually, when I entered into a church, because I was a party girl, serious party girl, socialite. And I was invited to church, and it was on that visit I met God. I was delivered from depression, from suicide. And so as a result of that, I acknowledge that there is a need. I speak constantly with young people. I speak constantly with people on a whole. When they come into Pink Zebra, it's not only about purchasing clothing. I always have conversation with my customers, always. And I would recognize that there is that void in a lot of us that we try to cover up with clothing, that we try to cover up with our degrees, that we try to cover up with money, right? And so acknowledging and seeing the need, I say, okay, Whitney, you need to step up and fill the need. And I think if a lot more of us recognize the needs that are in our society and really dare to go forth and make a change, we would see so many generational curses being broken. We will see so many cycles being broken in our community. If we could just acknowledge the fact, be self-aware that I went through this, so there's more than likely somebody else that is going through this.
Definitely.
And therefore, if I have been delivered from this, if I'm walking myself through this with God, or even with yourself, even with a therapist, you have a responsibility, I think, a social responsibility to really fill that void and fill that need. So this is the birthing of Guided Girl Talk.
You know, and I was reading on something that you wrote, and this came from your, it's like from the depths of you, actually. So you'll tell me if you recognize these few words. I'm just going to read a bit of it.
Sure.
The season for friends and family to carry you is over. You have transitioned into a season where the ceiling has been removed, where limitations and barriers have been broken. Doors and dimensions you have once couldn't enter is accessible to you. There is a ceiling breaking anointing in the atmosphere. There is a shifting from impossible to possible, from limited to limitless. God has shifted your gears. God is doing the supernatural. No more dependency and reliance on man. In this season, trust and heed the word of God and pick up your bed and walk. That's my favorite part. Pick up your bed and walk.
Yes.
Because
Jesus said it the best.
Yes, because it sounds like, okay, there's just no time. We don't have time for self-pity. We don't have time for misery. We went through all that before.
Yes.
Get it going.
Get together.
Get moving. You know, and that is the part that stood out for me. Because sometimes you need to actually hear that. Whitney, get it together.
Get up and walk.
Janelle, get it together.
Yes.
It's like sometimes you need to hear it because we kind of slip sometimes.
Yes.
And as human beings, we are not without faults.
Truly.
We are not by any means good in everything, and we're on a pinnacle, and we have faults.
Yes.
We fall short.
Yes.
Because we are human. Yeah. But I think it's being honest. You see that honesty? That honesty is so important. And I think too many times it is thrown out the door. It's like you pitch it over the fence because, hey, I don't want to deal with this today. So the honesty gone.
I mean, what is the point showing up into a space and you're not going to be authentic?
Exactly.
What is the real impact that you will give when you're not going to show up as yourself? God has really created you to be you. And you have to find that value within you and know that when I show up, I add value to this room. I'm going to add value wherever I go. So therefore, I strongly believe in being authentic. Whether it is good, it's bad, it's ugly, wherever stage you are at, be authentic. And really and truly, that post that you just read, oh Lord.
Yeah, that's why I was like, tell me if you recognize these words.
Hit so, it's hit so close to home.
Yeah.
That post was for me. And I was just sharing it with others because I believe God has really placed us in community and we are all connected.
Yes.
So I may be going through something in a season and I may endure, I may come out of it, but then it's imperative, I think, for us to share so that you could help the other through it.
Definitely.
You know, you could hand out your hand and pull it up. And really and truly, I would have really suffered a season where I didn't have the zeal, Janelle.
It just wasn't fair.
I wasn't there. I was showing up, but not showing up.
Yes.
You know, and really and truly, what I was guided or what was impressed upon my heart was that it is time for you to rise up. It is time for you to come out of that place of paralysis because, you know, sometimes our fears grip us and we are in a paralysis.
Yeah.
Our depression might grip us and we are in a state of paralysis.
Yeah.
Anxiety grip us and we are in a state of paralysis. And really and truly, God is saying, pick up your bed and walk. I've called you to walk.
Yes. And, you know, that is such a fitting way to wrap up this discussion.
wow.
You know, I love talking with you so much. The time goes and I just don't know where. It just goes. But we will be seeing each other again because Guided Girl Talk is coming to Brunch, guys.
Wow.
And trust me, you do not want to miss out on these wonderful and uplifting stories. So thank you so much to my sister Whitney. Thank you for sitting with me. And, you know, from our family to yours, of course, blessings
to
and
you as
success.
Good success to you
in your
as well.
endeavors.
Thank you.
All right, guys, so we're going to take a break. We're going to be right back with more Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. Our trivia question for today is, in Tobago, there is a beach that is famous for its pink sand. What is the name of this beach? The answer at the end of the show. See you guys soon.
Rotisserie, mouth-watering fries, salads, combos, and specials galore. Feeling for something to eat? Come and see. Our rotisserie is seasoned to the T. Kicking chicken, masala, and jerk roast. Crispy fries made from scratch. Who do you know can beat that? Or salads freshly cut and packed. When you taste it, you'll be wanting to come back. So come check us out on number 2 Robinson Street, Uptown Scarborough, Tobago. We open on Saturday nights from 7:30 to 11:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, we're open from 10 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. and on Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us at 772-7443 and all social media handles at The Rotisserie Factory.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
This Christmas, speed is on us. Get up to 300 megabits per second of speed with our new Link Up Plus plan. Enjoy more speed, more channels, and free streaming for less. Plus, introducing Link Up More with up to 1 gig download speed. Download, stream, video call, share memes, and more. Get free installation when you sign up in-store or online today at discoverflow.co.
But this place is boring enough. We don't even do nothing. Let me go somewhere now.
I really want some new things, yes? Then look no further. Portmont is the place for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, you can have anything that your heart desires. Take a look for yourselves. A world of endless boundless opportunities. Feeling hungry? Go get something to eat. Books and stationeries, games, and much more. Portmore, the island's beat.
The Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development has relocated its Crown Point office to Glen Road in Scarborough to better serve you, our clients. Our main office is located at the corner of Glen Road and Glen Road Branch number 1, the building formerly occupied by Costa. Our grant and electrical inspectorate services can be accessed at number 2 Montessori Drive in Glen Road, building 1 and 2.
Good morning, and welcome back to Book Club Corner. I want to thank you for tuning in with us today. Every Wednesday, we chat with an author about their books, about the love for the written word, and about the literary arts across the Caribbean. So thank you for sticking with us. And thank you for being here, viewers across Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean. And today we have with us a really special author. His book is called Third World to First Class. And we want to introduce to you this first-time author. And his name is Shankil Allen. Welcome, Shankil.
Thank you.
And before we get into Shankil, his book is fantastic, literary exploits. You know how we do it on Book Club Corner. And before I even get there, right, guys? So I have a problem today, right? You'll have to excuse me. I can't find my glasses. So I just put in all on a P's and Q's. You know, the author reads to us, but I usually like to flip through the book and have that won't be happening today, guys. I don't know where I put the glasses, so I can't see, right? Everything looking a little fuzzy. Well, except for you. I'm farsighted, so. I just let you know, so when you see me squeezing up my hand, squinting and stuff, you know, say the wine like it get into her, right? You're not going to think that. Don't think that. So we're going to get into some wine today. We do this on Brunch, on Book Club Corner. Every Wednesday we have some wine. And today we have a very special wine. It's called Blue Devil. And this is by Irie Roots, by my good friend Marlene. Thank you very much, Marlene, for this. And we're going to be having some Blue Devil. I'm hoping it's going to treat us good today, Shanky. We do the 5 S's of wine tasting. So we're going to have some wine. We're going to look at the wine, look at the clarity. Right? And then we swirl the wine. We're looking for the legs, so we swirl it. And then when I swirl, this one has some legs. So I'm expecting it to be a little on the sweet side, right? And then we sniff the wine. Yes, and I'm getting some scents, some flavors. You know, when sometimes you smell your taste, I'm getting that. Yeah. And then we sip and we savor. It is sweet as I expected, but it is delicious. Very delicious. Oh my God, just now. If you're all out there looking on, get your drink, get something to eat, get something delicious, sit and chat and chill with us. Cheers, Shankil. What did you think of the wine? Cheers. Yes. Shankil is a vintner, and I'll explain what that is. A vintner is a person who makes wines, right? So Shankil is a vintner himself, so he's going to be giving us some wines, right?
Sure. Sharply.
Yes. So we are going to talk about this book. Shankil, because I gave Shankil the book because I can't find my glasses, right, guys? So I'll say, Shankil, the book is all yours. So today we're going to be talking about this book that you've written.
Yeah.
And, you know, this book introduces some very heavy topics.
Very, very.
I had some very strong feelings when I read this book, guys. And I told Shankil when I saw him this morning. Side eyes for plenty people. Plenty people. And you will understand when we start to talk about the book why I had such strong feelings, right?
Yeah.
But Shankil, before we get into the meat of the matter, before we get into some of these heavy topics, tell us, what made you want to become an author?
Okay, so I had to get the message out. And really it's a movie I wanted to put out. Yeah. But as I going along, I was like, a movie wouldn't be easy to put out right now. The money and all these things. Yeah, I hadn't reached that level. So I was like, let me start with a book because a book, as I said, come like a script.
Yes.
Yeah, so right now I start at my toddler days. Right now is an open book too because after toddler, I'm gonna write about my teenage, which I'm working on right now.
Right.
And then my adult, which is now. So, because I'm still facing trials, you know, but we're getting there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shankil and I were talking about this book and about how authors can become, how your book can become a movie, right? And the idea about turning your book into a movie script and so on. And we're gonna bring on some authors who have been turning their books into movies.
From Tobago?
Yes, across the Caribbean, right?
Oh,
so
okay.
just look out for that, viewers. We're going to be heading down that road where we're going to be talking to some authors and to persons who are in the film industry right here in Tobago about how to get your book into a movie, right? So I know that's what you're thinking. I'm hearing you. You want to go down that road, right? But
sure.
I want you to tell us, you wanted to put your story down. You wanted to visually depict what your life had been. And, you know, as I say, you do what you can. And at that time you said to yourself, you know, it's going to take a bit more than what I have right now to do the movie. So I'm going to do the book.
Yeah.
That's what you told yourself. How do you feel about your book? About the fact that you were able to tell your story and get it out there?
Now I'm feeling good, but at the moment writing it, no, I wasn't feeling good because I had to go and dig up old scars. So sometimes I write in and I so deep into it, it's like I flinching, you know? And then realizing I had to get that book a rest. Since I write it, I ain't even go back in it too.
Yes.
I was back and then even tell you where certain topics at, you know?
This is an autobiography. Guys, it's an autobiography. That's why he's talking about, you know, digging up in certain things. And a lot of persons are using autobiographies as a cathartic process, meaning they're using it to get certain things off the chest, right? And to get over some things because you feel as if, you know, some things may have happened to you, and all of us have our own stories. That's not it. But you may feel as if, you know, you have some things in your life that you feel you can't, you know, when you eat something and it, as the Bajans say, keep repeating, it ain't digesting properly. Some experiences in your life feel like that. Like it is just this movie looping, coming back to you all the time, and you want to get away from it. You know, and writing really helps that process, being able to, okay, I'm done with that, right?
True.
I release it, I'm done with it. I think I'm able to face it and say, you know, you didn't do me right, but I forgive you so that I could move on.
True.
You know what I mean? I forget you though.
No, I can't forget. What to forget?
I forget you. Shankil, tell us about, you know, not just about your book as an autobiography. What was the response from your friends and your family? Because you write about some sensitive things. And I know we're not giving away anything. We're just kind of teasing the public, right? We're going to get into some of these things that you've written in the book. But how did your friends and family feel about the book? Perhaps hearing about some of your experiences for the first time.
To be honest, I ain't get no feedback from people who read the book, you know. Yeah, I ain't get no feedback from no one. But what I gotta say, like, what I heard from people is more like, congratulations, thing.
Yes.
Some friends who when I was telling them I'm going to write a book, they didn't believe. Well, it was shocking because where we is, you know, in the street.
Yes.
So them hearing that from a street brethren is like, all right, well, yeah, it's unbelievable.
We'll believe it when we see it.
So when I finished it, it was like, yeah, make them realize that, yeah, you ain't just a talker, you really for where, where you see now.
Shankil, as they say, what's the mark for them? Tell them what this book has in it. Tell the viewers what this book is about.
The book is about pain, really, Yeah, pain, abuse, struggles, some dark moments where that created me, to become, according to a chapter in the book, becoming militant.
Yes. I'm going to read these chapters out so people know what this book, what to expect. Because you should get this book. Go on Amazon, get the book, call Shankil, get a copy of this book. So, again, I said I don't have my glasses, so don't laugh at me, people. Table of contents, right? So, chapter 1, first flight. 2, guard me from my guardian. Side-eye for the guardian. 3, 10,000 feet. Next one, mental shackles. 5, no escape. On the hunt. 6, 7, becoming militant. 8, worst summer. 9, get the bag. 10, losing a friend, gaining another. 11, who I looked up to. This is a quick read. It's a good read. This is a book you could put in your bag, put in your suitcase as you're traveling, read it anywhere, right? There's no excuse. Oh gosh, it's too long, it's too big. It's lightweight. You see how thin it is? You can carry this book anywhere, right? You can have it in your hand as you go through customs. You read this on your trips, read this as you're relaxing. This you could read in probably one night, I'm telling you. Yeah. So get this book and share in this experience. I had some strong feelings, Shanky, when I read this book. Some strong feelings. And I have some pet peeves, guys. I was telling Shankil, for how I feel about some of the topics that came up with your book, right? Yeah. Abuse. Adults beating on and abusing children, right? And what we call not sparing the rod. And I was telling Shankil, it is my perspective. Now, I'm sharing it. Don't come for me. This is mine. If you are not allowed by law to beat adults, you should not be allowed to beat children. They're half our size, quarter our size, an eighth of our size as adults. Why are you allowed to put your hands on a child if you are not allowed by law to put your hands on an adult who can beat you up, right? And who can fend for themselves, there's domestic violence laws. Why do we need those if you can beat children? I say you should not be able to beat children. They're not able to defend themselves. That's just my pet peeve. So, yeah. That's how I feel. I'm not taking it back. Yeah. I don't approve of beating children. You should be able to speak to them. And if you can't speak to them, figure out some way to communicate with them. Yeah. Right? And if there's a problem, Tobago is a wellspring of very talented people, very smart people, capable and professional. There are therapists, social workers everywhere. Yeah. So you have no excuse. Okay, guys, that's just my 2 cents. Shanky, when I read this chapter, let me tell you what chapter I was reading, right?
Yeah, let me hear which one.
Guard me from my guardian. And there is a part in that where you talk about you were going on a trip. I don't know if you remember that part.
I know the first chapter is where I was talking about the trip.
Oh, yeah, and you had a bag.
Yeah, that's the first chapter.
Yeah. Y'all, I'm not giving away any, we're not giving away any spoilers, but Shankil, tell them about this trip you took and tell them about this bag you had.
Well, it was like going on a trip with the family, which I wasn't even supposed to go, but I get through. And remember I come from a poor home, so when I go to that family day and going on that trip, I didn't prepare. I wasn't even prepared to go by that family, meaning like having the clothes, having things.
Mm-hmm.
So when it was like going on a trip, it's like, and that's the first time I traveling to. So it's like, I didn't even know where I put my clothes in, you know, and it's a plastic bag I had to put my thing in there. Yeah, and they call the machine that just bring the luggage.
Conveyor belt.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Seen my bag on that spinning about 2 times and shame to pick it up because, you know, real people, they know.
You talk about some real things, but you had me giggling with that. I just imagine you standing up there and your bag going
What?
wrong.
I watching my plastic bag.
This plastic bag on the conveyor belt at the airport going wrong, and people wondering, well, who is the owner of this bag?
Shame.
Listen, parents have put you in some positions too. Oh gosh.
I hold him back everybody because everybody get a bag.
Yes, and they're wondering where your bag.
Yeah, where my thing? I know where my thing is now. I just can't pick it up.
Listen, it's not just poor homes these stories come out of, right? I'm gonna give you a story. So there was this girl in my class. They weren't having financial issues, but her mother was in a hurry.
Mm-hmm.
End of the term, you know, you come and you have to empty your desk, right? So her mother came for her. She had to empty her desk and take all her books and stuff. She had not been one of those children who were taking home books little at a time.
Mm-hmm.
So her desk was chock full of all sorts of rubbish. And her mother pulled up, you know, where your bag? Mommy, I still have the things in the desk. I had to empty it. And the mother pulled out 2 garbage bags from the back of the truck, and empty everything in the garbage bag. We stand up watching.
Laughing?
And well, you can't really laugh. The mother stand up right there. If it was her alone, we might have laughed. But you know, mommy stand up there. What? Mommy could not care less. Mommy empty everything in the garbage bag and say, "You keep him a back, child."
Yeah.
Let's go, right? Parents have no shame. We just be like, Jesus, you hiding your face. Parents have no shame at all. So I found that was one of the lighter. So it started dark for me. Right? Where you were talking about the fact that you didn't have anything to put your clothes in.
Yeah.
And, you know, you just pick up a bag. You pick up a plastic bag, throw things in, and I want to go, so I'm not letting nothing keep me back.
Yeah.
And I felt that was one of the more interesting perspectives in life. You didn't let anything keep you back.
Not at all.
You wanted to go on a trip. You had nothing to put your things in, and you said, oh, well.
Yeah, I go in. I'm thinking it's foreign. I go into. Not knowing it's Trinidad. I go on.
You're going overseas.
Yeah. First flight, I say, you know, first flight.
I'm chuckling because, you know, it's just a window into the perspective of you. You know, and that is one of the things that has marked your life.
Yeah.
I'm not letting anything stop me. Not the pain of my childhood, not the people who did not care for me, not the things I didn't have. I'm going to make it. Yeah? We're going on a quick break. Shankil and I are going to be talking, but y'all come back with us as we continue to talk. Shankil Allen, Third World to First Class, a really quick, easy read, guys, lightweight, paperback, 109 pages. Yeah, 109 pages. Get this book. Come back with us in a few minutes.
Suffering with Amplia. We winning with Amplia. We binging with Amplia. We winning with Amplia. Sign up now for 50% off plus a chance to win over $100,000 in prizes. Call 800-4663.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
We're back with Shankil Allen, the first-time author, third class to first world. Get this book. It's an amazing
Third
book.
world to first class.
Quick read. What did I say? Third class?
Third class, yeah.
That might be the wine.
Yeah.
Might be the Blue Devil.
Go take a shot for that.
Right? Like that. We take it a sip for that one. So third world to first class. And I was talking to Shankil about book marketing and getting his books in the bookstores because he's out of stock right now, he says, and he has to get some reprints.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want to highlight is this beautiful award you have here.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just going to pick this up for a bit. So he is a first-time author, and we want to make sure... Shankil, you hold it. Yeah. This is his award, first-time author. So NALIS has this program, right? The First-Time Authors Appreciation Program. And they do this to celebrate our first-time authors. You know, it's a very great achievement getting your first book.
Yeah, for real.
That is a great achievement.
The experience for the mainline. I respect them for that.
And they celebrate the authors. They have this whole ceremony.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. And this year, this was the first time we had the award ceremony. Well, actually, the exhibition happening in Tobago.
Sure.
Yes, this year. Yeah, so they had a first-time authors exhibition of the books in Tobago. This was the first time in 14 years.
Wow, never heard what I want there.
Yeah. So I ended up going. It was beautiful. I really appreciated it.
And this was?
This was probably about a month ago.
I missed out of it.
Yeah. So it is something that, I want to commend NALIS for doing this program.
Yeah.
They every year for 14 years, and COVID didn't stop them. They had to kind of shelve it for a little bit, but then they got all the authors they had missed and make sure everybody was celebrated. So congratulations to NALIS for this beautiful program, this First-Time Authors Appreciation Program. It is a worthwhile program. I hope it never stops. Yeah? Some people, this is the only award they're going to get. And this is not to say anything negative. I'm simply saying,
no shade or not in a train.
Some people, they're not going to get any other award, and it's just nice to be celebrated as an author. So congratulations to you on your first book.
Thank you.
Yes. Authors out there, if you're looking to get your book written, get your book published, get it edited, sorted out, be encouraged. Don't feel like it will never happen for you. Take your time, right? And get all the information, do your research. Call the Tobago Writers Guild. You could call me, ask me anything you want. Find me on Facebook. Do ask me for my number here. Go on Facebook and look for me, Jewel Green, and you could contact me and ask me anything. I help authors all the time. We want to get into some deeper parts of this book. My question to you, Shankil, did you ever get an apology from that guardian. An
Never get
acknowledgement.
Apology, but I just got like a kind of backstory on what they went through.
Right.
Oh, yeah, so it's like that is them way are telling me that them went through
An
the same.
explanation.
Yeah. So that is why them. You know, but it wasn't really an apology, but I do real tough. So it's like I doesn't feel like I need an apology. You know that way? That is me.
Yes.
But there are other people who will need it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I just one of the lucky ones who stronger than.
Yeah, you need some mental strength, to get through this life.
Yeah.
Life is already hard, even when it's good.
For real,
it's tough already, even when it's good. So, people, please be good to each other. Please be good and kind to each other. Don't mess up your children or the children in your life around you. Please, stop it. I'm just putting it out there. Stop what you're doing. Make a change. Think about what you're doing. Even if you had it growing up in the worst way possible, it's no excuse for you to continue being unkind, wicked, abusive, because that's what you learned, right? You can make a change. So I'm just putting it out there. Shanky, we want to get into some reading. We love to be read to on Book Club Corner, right? Reading aloud is one of my guilty pleasures. I don't know where you wanted to read from,
Chapter 7, I believe it is. I become a militant.
Here, Shanky, I can't see.
Let me see.
You pick this spot.
Yeah.
Let me get comfy.
So, not all heroes wear capes, and not all soldiers wear camouflage. Yeah, that's the headline,
Read on.
That's the headline. All right, so this is how we go. In my mind, I felt like I can't say that word, bad soldier.
Okay.
In the most intelligent army. And finding hideout spots, staying safe, and away from villagers' eyes was my mission. One thing for certain was that I was going to find a spot for Wendy and I to sleep even if it was too risky. Here's how it went down. First, we had to make it out of the street that Michael and Marlon lived in, without them seeing us, because if those boys saw us, they definitely were going to call us. Then that will alert the father, Trini, and we didn't want that. Even though Trini was not one of the fathers that will make a big deal out of stuff, I definitely wasn't about to blow my cover. I stuck to the code. The less people see us, is the less they speak. Wendy was not used to sleeping outside like I did. Whenever it felt like our backs were against the wall, the next move was to go back home. I would rather go days and nights without food or sleep than to go into that house called home. After convincing her that home was not safe and reminding her about the pain she endured from being in there, plus the pain that will come with going back tonight, she eventually toughened up and was ready to go for the run. As we were approaching the incline, we saw the lights on the inside of Trini's house. We knew Michael and Marlon were still up. To avoid getting seen, we tried walking past as silent as a mouse, but on the other side of the house, the front door was wide open. It would be impossible to pass without being seen. We waited in the bushes for the lights to come off, and for a moment it felt like they knew we were hiding and waiting to catch us. That wasn't the case. We were so accustomed to going into our beds early that it felt like they were up late, and we had no phone or any device at the time to alert us of the time. As time passed, we got frustrated when they decided that we should take the chance and walk past, but being as militant as I was, I couldn't agree. Then the sleep reminded me of its existence, and I wasn't about to be the dead weight. I fought it off and agreed on walking past. Casually, we started walking, keeping our heads straight as if we were strangers to the area. After a quick debate between Michael and Marlon, we heard Shankill. Yeah, we got busted. But this was just level 1 of the mission. With a smile, we both turned around and walked back to their house. Marlon was taking credit for telling Michael that it was us. As we get closer to the house, Michael, being the oldest, was concerned and started asking a lot of questions like, where had we been and how come we were outside? We remained quiet with no response. With quick thinking, they noticed something was wrong. Then Marlon blurted out, "Ole ran away." Wendy and I both said yes. After a couple more questions about our plans to stay safe during the night, Trini overheard us outside and came to see why we were not at home. At this time of the night, it was then that we had get into full detail about what transpired. The big incident that led us into running away. After telling him the reasons, he got angry and wanted to go and confront our guardian because he had observed us being abused but could not get involved due to reasons everyone else didn't. Michael had just prepared dinner and offered to share with us. That was something to remember because Wendy and I hardly knew anything about having supper. We took that coconut baked with eggs and milk with no hesitation. We actually ate it all before everyone could acknowledge their plate. The way Trini, Michael, and Marlon stared at us when they saw how quickly we emptied the plate was an awkward moment. We could tell that they cared about us because now I was feeling sorry for them for witnessing something so cruel and heartbreaking. Seeing that I was smart enough to know right from wrong and joy and sadness, they couldn't even finish eating from their own plate. They had offered what was left from them. Being offered more of that delicious dinner was something I am grateful for till this day. It reminded me that despite all the bad things I had faced during my lifetime, that there were good times in the bad. Keep going? Okay.
No, let's stop there.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that. I loved where you talk about, it reminded you that there are good times, even any bad times.
Yeah.
Not everybody has gone through, that's okay, not everybody has gone through, abuse. But I think everybody understands from life experience. We always have good days. It's not always sunny, right?
Yeah.
It's not always one of those beautiful days. But even in those hard times, we take courage.
True.
And I want to commend you for being able to put your pain onto the paper in such an eloquent way, right? That, we understood what was going on, but we could still feel the resilience in you as a person. I have to make it. I have to make it. Who is Wendy?
That's my sister.
Your younger sister, older sister?
That's my older sister.
Yeah. How did she feel about you writing about her in your book?
As I told you, I'm not sure if everyone kind of confused right now, but I don't think I ever heard she say anything about it. But I know she proud of she brother. She always proud of she brother, Yeah.
I have two sisters. I'm very proud of them. Gold and Crystal, I love you all.
Yeah.
I love your story, Shankill. It's such an amazing story. That family sticking together, you and your sister, siblings, fighting it out, duking it out together and making it in life. And I want to congratulate you for the things that you have accomplished. You have businesses, right? Multiple guys, multiple businesses. He's a vintner. He makes wines. We're going to get some wine from Shankill.
For sure.
Tell us some of the other businesses that you do.
Do wings, which is Venom wings. Yeah.
Where can we get some of these delicious wings? And I hope you're dropping off a batch of these wings when you bring the wine, eh?
For sure. Wings and wine, yeah. And a book, that is a very good combination. Yeah. I have the clothing brand.
Yes, very nice.
right now I'm working on a food trailer that is for the wings. Yeah, so when that finish build, I'll be able to see which location, you know.
Find a spot.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, Canby is a nice area.
Canby?
where I could come out and get some wings.
Nah, you safe.
Canby is a really good area, and Penny Saver's right there, everything right there. You know, we have plenty of food places. I just putting out a little, you know, a little plug for the area.
Right. I'll keep it into consideration.
Yes, definitely put it on the list. So, Shanky, we're wrapping up, but I want to get from you some final closing words. A child who is in your position that you were in, you're no longer there. A child who is in the position you were in, a person going through it, a person dealing with their tough life and now being the abuser. I want you to speak to two persons for me in that camera. Speak to the child going through it and speak to the person who is doing it. That perpetrator of abuse, I want you to speak to the two of them.
Well, for the child who going through it, what I would say to them is, have a plan, because that is what I did as a child. Like, from the time, as I say, BET is what helped me to realize what I could put my story out to the world and, you know, become. So I was like, so have a plan, as in, don't try to execute the person that abusing you, because all type of things just go through your mind when they get abused, and you have to be real strong. Like, yeah. So have a plan, as I say. Always remember that it wouldn't last. It wouldn't last forever. Because I remember them cousins and friends saying, I got turned 18 just now, and 18 was real. That too far. I going to abuse now. My head swell now. Me, I want to hear about 18, but you can feel like it's a forever thing, a lifetime thing. But the tables got turned, and to the person who doing the abusing. That same person, that same child that you're taking advantage of and abusing, will grow up to be the one that have to say about you. You got what? And to be honest with you, it's like they just turn so nice when they get old, but for some reason you just can't have that patience with them, even though you want to, because it's like, you know, they're playing nice now because they can't really, you know. Yeah, make certain moves. So just remember, after one is two, you know.
Oh my gosh, that's a Caribbean proverb, bro. After one is two. It can be your day one of these days. That's what it is. Tables will turn. You won't always be on the giving end of the abuse. Careful. You know, it's going to be keeping the upper hand. You're going to be the weakened one of these days. You're going to turn that elder who needs somebody to come help you, get your food, get your groceries. Go on.
You was feeding us and changing pampers and whatever, but we got to go to be changing your pampers and feeding you. So I know you wouldn't want nobody shove food down your throat and leave you there, and you know.
Yes.
Yeah, I believe it are people who would be treating their parents. But although you shouldn't grow up and do the same thing to your parent or a guardian or whoever the person was that taking care, you know.
Forgiveness. We're advocating for forgiveness, not for mercy for the person, but because if you stay there, you're not going to have a good life.
Nah. Treat them good.
If you stay there mentally. But a lot of elder abuse, there's another topic. We're out of time, guys, but a lot of elder abuse is happening because they take after one is two, eh?
Yeah. So it's like it continues.
Let's be honest, guys. And we're not saying that you should. We're not saying it should happen. We have things in place for that. But please remember, you will one day be an elder, and you do not want to be in a position for somebody to do you the wickedness that you may conceive in your mind to do a child. Remember, you're not always going to have the upper hand, okay?
One more thing before you go. Shout out to all the police officers and the soldiers that the guardian used to try to call to beat me now. But they was smart enough to realize that me ain't giving no trouble. If I do give trouble, this boy, there's not like go outside and play football if I'm not supposed to go. But it's not until. So they was smart enough to observe that this young man ain't no trouble. And you know, they used to put up a front like they if they come back, they're going to beat me. But they used to actually tell me, we know you're no trouble, man. You know? So I gotta say hats off to the. If I could remember them, I could you know what I mean? Yeah,
That's
give them
so
some
important.
ratings.
It's beautiful. We want to thank all our protective services, our defense force, for standing in the gap in times like these where we have abuse happening in the home, and they come and step in and help. And, you know, it's not all bad, guys. We know that, you know, the police officers are not, you know, that's one narrative. We know that there are other narratives. They do some very good work. We want to thank the Defense Force, teachers out there who are protecting the children, standing in the gap in some very bad situations. Thank you for this book, Shankil, for putting some light on those situations that you went through and other children are going through. Kids, if you're out there, remember that you can call the police. Don't just sit there in a situation. Relatives, if you're hearing about it, seeing about it, community members, if you know abuse is going on in your community with the children in your community, please call for help, step in, don't let it continue. It's in your power to help them today. Don't let it just pass and say, you know, I used to remember your mother and father used to beat you like a snake. You know, speak to them, please, right? We can all stop this cycle of abuse happening in our communities. Thank you, Shankil. And we want to thank our viewers. Thank you for being with us here today. We're talking about some very heavy topics, right? We had some wine to take us through because let me tell you.
Yeah. What's the name of the wine again?
This is Blue Devil wine, Irie Roots, Marlene Sharp. Thank you, Marlene, for this Blue Devil. It really helped to grease the wheels of this conversation because this was a heavy topic. Cheers to you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day and stay tuned. J-Soul is coming back for you. And as we cheers and chill with some wine in the after session, you enjoy yourself, guys.
Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates. Real questions and honest conversations with the sole aim of keeping you fully in the know. Full disclosure with the executive every Thursday at 8 p.m. only on Tobago Updates.
This Christmas, speed is on us. Get up to 300 megabits per second of speed with our new Link Up Plus plan. Enjoy more speed, more channels, and free streaming for less. Plus, introducing Link Up More with up to 1 gig download speed. Download, stream, video calls, share memes, and more. Get free installation when you sign up in-store or online today at discoverflow.co.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported.
So your car break down.
Oh, no, not again.
And you're worried paying a wrecker could mean a pocket breakdown too. But when you're insured with Tatil, no stress.
Yes!
A Tatil motor policy has lots of benefits that protect your pocket, like free roadside assistance. That's free 24/7 every time, as many times as you need. Tatil, where people are people. A member of the Ansa McAl Group.
Back with Brunch, a taste of Tobago. So yes, I'm back with you guys. Just in case anyone missed me, it will be nice to be missed. So I'm back. And you know, one of the things that I really wanted to say is thank you so much for being a part of Brunch, a taste of Tobago. And we now enter our culture corner. I am so privileged. I am so proud. I am so honored to be speaking with this queen once again. Queen Omega joins us. And, you know, we're going to be talking about the Caribbean tour. And this is so important. It's so vital. It's so wonderful to have a voice, to have empowerment. And this is what this artist is all about. So let me welcome you, my lady, to the Brunch set again. How are you?
Greetings. I am blessed. Grateful to be here once more.
Yes, because it's so amazing. Whenever my mind, if someone crosses my mind, then I see them the other day or the following week, you know, and this is just like one of those times. So I'm going through what I have to get done today, and I'm seeing Queen Omega is to appear on the Brunch set, and then the light bulb goes off, and I said, when will my mind run on Queen Omega sometime? And now you are here.
Wow.
You know, so blessings to you. It's always a wonderful experience speaking with you. Your voice is amazing. Your countenance, your spirituality. You know, we spoke about that the last time that you were with me on the Brunch set. And this Caribbean tour is so long in coming. I can't even go into how long this is supposed to be happening. So I'm going to let you delve in. Tell us about it. Tell us about the journey thus far, how it even became, you know, into fruition. So let's start there.
Yes, well, I just want to say thanks again for having me. And greetings to all viewers. You know, my journey started from very young, but professionally for the past, I can say 2 decades, or let's say for the past decade, my popularity have grown so much, and I've been putting in works, doing my albums, doing a lot of recording singles, and also touring Europe. My last tour for the summer went really well, and I had the opportunity to record a dub plate that went viral, like 30 million views. And it was such a great experience, you know, representing Tobago, everyone speaking about it, and it's buzzing. And it's really a fulfilling feeling because, you know, when you put in the work, you know, you want to see some type of reward. So now that my fan base is growing a lot, I've been going to Europe for quite some years, and it was always my concern, you know, my desire to tour the Caribbean, you know, to tour the Caribbean. We have so much beautiful Caribbean lands to connect with my family, you know, from diaspora. And I was like, I keep talking as years go by. Yes, I'm going to do this. I want to do this. And It just managed to happen this time.
Right. And it's so much hard work. I don't think people understand the time, the effort, the dedication that it takes to be an artist, to be a creative, because you meet so many bumps, so many hurdles, so many blocks, so many big boulders that you have to navigate your way around. And the dedication, this is what speaks to you, because you're so dedicated to your craft and you constantly evolve. You constantly make sure that you are improving. And this is something that is really, really special to who you are. It's a testament to who you are. And we love the fact that you are all about positivity. Ain't no negative and by the way kind of talk when it comes to Queen Omega. And this is something that we love and we actually welcome. So tell us about the Caribbean tour. When does it start? Some of the key players that are involved in the tour.
Yes. Okay, so as the time went by, we have Martinique, Guadeloupe, Saint Martin, Barbados, Jamaica, on where is this mix, So I need to put together a show in Trinidad, cooperate with the Caribbean tour. So this is taking place December, Saturday, the 9th of December, San Fernando, Skinners Park. And, I found that, having a Caribbean a show in my island, I didn't think it would reflect good to my international audience, my international fans. So I was like, Queen, you're going to do this show. And I call this show Queen's Awakening because it's just the vibration of the feminine energy. It's what's taking place right now because we need a balance. For too long, we have the masculine energy, which is quite dominant. And I felt like I want to reintroduce that softness, especially to Trinidad, because you know what's going on in the island with the crime and the violence and the music that is kind of, rotating on the airwaves now, the dancehall music, which seems kind of to be kind of dark. I was like, you need to do a show that will bring back the light and bring back a softness. That's the reason why I put a lot of women on this cast, Queen's Awakening. So I have a lot of sisters on the show, and it's just to bring back that love vibration, and that togetherness that we used to long time. People used to say that's a long time. It's not really long time. It's a mindset, and nothing is new. Nothing is really new. So we need to vibrate in a full circle around and really connect and love one another so we can make Trinidad the paradise that we know it's supposed to be. So Queen's Awakening is just my little contribution to, bring it together through the music. Yes.
Yes. And December 9th, 2023, look out for Queen's Awakening. And you have some powerful people on your cast. I'm feeling the energy, and it's not even here yet. I'm not even there yet, and the energy is just buzzing. It's just buzzing because the vibration is so strong. Where can we get tickets to the show?
Definitely get tickets online. Ticket Gateway. You can get tickets online at Ticket Gateway. It's in Tobago, Frost Version Lab, Shogun Road. Okay, and Rennie's High Street, San Fernando, Sion's Bar, Royal Road, San Fernando, Fats International Arima, Trin City. If you're in Port of Spain area, you can get it at Shoppers Freestone Street. If you're in Princestown area, you can get the tickets at BK's Bar, Market Street, Princestown. So Rennie's High Street, San Fernando, Sion's Bar, Royal Road, San Fernando, Fats International Arima, Trin City, Prosperity Potion Lab, Shogun Road, Tobago. Listen, I am so to let Tobago people. Stephanie Joseph, she is Tobago's reggae empress, and she is one of the powerful sisters on the night of the 9th December. Listen, as you say, you are excited. I too am. I'm so excited about it. So I hope I don't get emotional. I hope that my emotions don't take over me, because these sisters, I respect them and I love their music. And they all have conscious positivity, and they all have their type of music, different genre. Like Nisa, it's Rain Gospel Arena. She's Tobago's reggae. As we have Pushite, Sister Eva, Trinidad's reggae song Stress. We have Chantwell Queen, Empress, coming with an affirmation of the original ritual channel. So it's like the and of course yours truly, Queen Omega. I'll be performing for a 1 hour. 1 hour, you know, I've never got a chance to perform 1 hour for my fans. This show means a lot to me. I'm going to give all. Just like what you see when you pull up Queen Omega on the YouTube and you see I'm performing in Germany, in France, and in all these places. Trinidad is going to get this live and direct.
Yes, and you know,
Skin and back,
yeah, but is it something that you want? Because I'm seeing this as an annual event. Is it something that you want to do? Yeah, this has to be more than just a one time.
Definitely. You see, you put it in the universe.
Yeah, it has
you are
to
a
be.
spiritual woman.
Yeah, it
Because
has to be
feel
more
it, you
than
can
one.
feel it.
Yeah, because I'm thinking that
definitely.
there's so many other sisters, so many other queens, myself included. So next time, leave a space for me. Let me come and do a little thing. Don't have to be long, but come and do a little thing on the stage.
Definitely. This is something you know, when you're not starting something, it's gonna be a little rough. So I'm going through a lot of challenges, but I am not a type of person to give up. I'm like, the more challenges I face is the more I will go. Because I wanna make a testimony, you know. It has to be a testimony for people to see that you can never give up. And once you have a dream, you keep pushing and stay focused. Staying focused and being disciplined. You know, these ingredients, I'm sure you will be successful. I know that this show is going to bring a different type of success, you know, for me, and to connect with my fans and to be a homegrown name, you know, to be a homegrown name, because plenty of people in Tobago don't know that Queen Omega is from Trinidad. They think I'm from Jamaica, you know.
Yes,
so
that's the thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you spread, and this is the thing about your craft. You were able to spread, you know, not just locally but regionally, internationally, and so many of your listeners would have been experiencing you internationally before they even knew that you were a daughter of Trinidad and Tobago. And this is the thing about music. It reaches the highest level. It reaches the lowest, this little hole, this little dot. Of Queen Omega. And like I said, we were waiting for an event of this magnitude. And I'm so happy that you're sharing it with us, you know. So really quickly before we wrap, because, you know, I get so carried away talking to you, the time goes away on me. So before we wrap, just tell me, what do you want to say to the viewers today? If you had to leave an inspiring word, what would you say to them today?
I say to my viewers, you know, are light beings, you know, we are creative energies, and we are kings and queens, gods and goddesses. So with this, let's vibrate to the highest, because nothing is impossible. All things are possible, you know?
Yes. And we want to wish you so much blessings from our family to yours. Success in your endeavors, my dear lady, because we need so many more like you. We need so many more positive influences in our women, in our mothers and sisters. And this concert, I already know it's going to be huge. It's going to be a vibration like none other. And we really are pleased. We really are proud. And I love the fact that you are including so many genres. You have various genres because music it's an energy, it's a frequency. And so you can't just have one thing because each creative is different. Yeah. So we really thank you. We really love you, and blessings, blessings, blessings. So we want to thank you so much for being a part of Brunch today. Of course, we're going to keep in touch because we want to know as your journey progresses. We want to know what's going on with the show. You know, everything is good. You have all your performers. Everyone is in a gear. And we're going to be looking forward to a wonderful show.
I have some tickets as well, some giveaways too. So some VIP for you and your crew, you know, if you want to come over to that. Okay.
So I'm loving that. I am loving, loving, loving that. So, Queen, thank you so much, and blessings to you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And to thank you for being a part of Brunch.
Same to you. All blessings, all blessings. Blessed love.
Thank you so much. So, guys, let me just say to you that this concert has been a long time in coming. It has been a buzz in the cultural space for a while now. And there were a lot of bumps in the road in terms of getting it to fruition. And it's now finally happening. So look out for this wonderful event on December 9th. It's something that you definitely want to be a part of. The vocalists, the artists that are being featured are amazing singers and performers. And you definitely don't want to miss this. It's going to be really, really gorgeous. So let me just take the time to say thank you for being a part of Brunch today. And before we wrap, our trivia question for today was very interesting. A particular beach in Tobago that is famous for its pink sand. I told you we would have the answer at the end of the show. Lovers Bay is the answer to that question. Yes, Lovers Bay, very, very unique to the ecosystem with the pink sand. And yes, found right here in Tobago. That was it for Brunch today. Thank you for being a part of what we do here. And from our family to yours, we wish you blessings, peace, love, and light. See you next time for Brunch, A Taste of Tobago. Bye-bye.